Okay, today I'm gonna go over a little backpacking stove I got off of Amazon. $16. The shipping was pretty quick, shipping time. So it comes in a black nylon bag with Velcro. It comes with a tray for alcohol fuel. It does not fit in the stove. You can make it fit, but it doesn't fit right. It's kind of like an afterthought on the manufacturer's side. But there's that. Then you got the stove bottom, and then you got the walls of the stove. So, as you can see, I've been using it and testing it. Used it 8 times now. Some people on the questions and the reviews and stuff on Amazon said they had a hard time putting it together because it came with no instructions, and I don't really understand how, but I'll go over it real quick. You got a tab on each side of the bottom, and you got 2 slots on the bottom to put the bottom in. These slots up here are for the alcohol thing, which doesn't really fit. You just drop the tab in the slot, roll it around, put the other tab in, and then you got 2 cutout tabs here. 2 pointing up, 2 pointing down. And make sure you get it in there nice and snug, because if you don't, I've actually had it where when it got real hot, it popped open and this whole corner was just wide open, and then you have ash and flames and wood and stuff coming out. But overall, that's your stove. Now it also comes with this. They call it a bellow on the ad at Amazon, but they also call it the fire stick. I wouldn't call it a fire stick. To me, that would mean something different. It is really useful. Just blow in this side, comes out this side, help get the fire going. I've used it quite a bit, and I can tell you that it will certainly be added to my pack. The stove, I'm not sure yet. We'll get to that. I got the stainless steel model. I do believe it's stainless steel because the other night I was testing it out, and I got caught in a thunderstorm, and the stove got stuck out in the storm too. There is no rust on it. It's got a lot of tarnish from the heat, but no rust. So leads me to believe it's stainless. So sometimes they say things are stainless on there, and I'm not so sure they are. It is from China. It is another knockoff. I'll get into starting it here in just a minute. It weighs 3.53 ounces, all of it together. So, I know some people really are interested in weight. That's what it weighed on my scale. I know ounces make pounds and pounds make pain. So, before I assemble it, don't start the fire, I wanted to go over one more thing it can be used for. I don't actually have it with me, but if you have like a little alcohol burner or something like that, we'll just say this is it, just for demonstration. You can actually set this up and use it as a windscreen and not even use the wood. Use another source for your heat. But today I will be doing it with wood. I probably won't film non-stop all the way to the rolling boil, because I have got it down to pretty much to a science now, and it actually takes on average 20 minutes from the time I put the cup on till I get to a rolling boil. So yeah, that's efficient wise, I'm not so sure, but and this all would go quicker if I know where I put my lighter. There we go. So, with this stove, once you get started off and get going, I quickly move away from the smaller twigs and go to larger pieces of wood. Reason being is twigs it burns through real fast, and if you load it up like you would like a old wood stove in the house, it just chokes out because there's not enough oxygen flow. With the volume size of this stove, it'll even tend to choke out quite frequently, even when you get a good flame going as soon as you put that cup on there. They didn't leave you really much of a pot rest or a cup rest on the top of this stove, so when you put that on there, it just constricts the oxygen, and yeah, you're fighting to keep a flame going. So once I get some coals going, then I slip into the bigger pieces, get them going, then I put my cup on. Overall, I mean, I paid $16 for it. They got it on sale right now for $11. It's, you know, depending on what use you want it for and why you would want to buy it. For some, it might be ideal. For me, honestly, if I was to put a rating on it, like from 0 to 10, I'd give it about 6.5, maybe a 7. Reason being is it does work, it does burn, but with the design and everything else, you know, it takes 20 minutes to bring 2 cups of ambient temperature water to a rolling boil. There's just 20 minutes to get it to a boil. And then if you're going to cook something in there, then, you know, in your pot, then it's, you know, it's a struggle then to keep that constant boil. A lot of times you'll get to a boil, the fire chokes itself out, you gotta play around with it, use the bellows, stoke it and get it back up, and then bring it back to a boil. So the first few times I used it, honestly, it took almost like 40 minutes to get my first rolling boil on this little stove. I would definitely advise anybody that buys it to take it out and practice with it and get used to it. Don't just put it in your pack and think, oh well, whenever I need it, I got it. Actually use it, so you see what I mean about fighting with the oxygen flow and the stove itself. Now, I can't speak for as far as using alcohol or another fuel. I haven't tried that. That might make it more feasible. I know on the advertisement it says you can use leaves and small twigs and pine cones. I haven't used pine cones, but I'm telling you right now, leaves and itty bitty little twigs, no, it's not gonna work. That's absurd. We'll give it some credit though. A lot of the wood out here is a little damp. We've had storms. It's either 100 degrees or thunderstorms for the last like 2 weeks. So see, I'll just demonstrate. As soon as I put this on, oh, I got some twigs in the way yet. I don't know. It tends to choke out fire a lot. You'll see just immense bellows of smoke. A lot of times it just chokes it out on you. We may be alright. We'll use this to start with. I just leave it out, hang out of the stove and on the ground. Then as it burns, just slowly slide it in. But if you leave them sit on the ground, sticking out, and you put like 2 pieces in there at a time or something, you know, it seems to work a lot better. Back off, give it some more air. This definitely is not a efficient enough stove to be a real quick cook. You know, let's say you're taking it out on a trail or something. You know, Appalachian Trail, or you know, and you're thinking you're going to have a real quick breakfast on it. It's not going to be fast if you use wood. It's not going to be quick. And I will admit, I paid $16. It's on sale for $11. I mean, you can't expect a whole lot for that price point. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some when you get the budget gear. But I may put it in my pack until I can find a better choice. Don't have it next to me, but I've made a lot of guys call it hobo cans, and I put it in my pack before, and it burns similar to this, but I seen this and I figured, well, I'll try it. The hobo can doesn't collapse. It's not as light. You know, this is pretty light. It goes almost flat. If I do put it in my pack, I'll probably leave this out. I don't know. I might leave it in there. Never know. Might have some use. So here's the bellow, just shy of 2 feet when it's fully extended. You can see I've used it quite a bit. Now, after this has been going a while, you got to be kind of careful. That stove gets red hot. Well, instead of sitting here now for 20 minutes, go ahead and stop the video and I'll pick back up as soon as I get to a boil. That way you can see that it will boil. Okay, so 20 minutes and 48 seconds later, we have got a rapid boil. So, yes, I understand I don't have a lid, which does slow it down some, but I know on just a fire pit with a regular campfire, I can get a roaring boil a lot quicker. Do use more fuel though too, so I mean, if you were somewhere where fuel was limited or something like that, or you can't have an open fire, I mean, then this probably would work. It would be a good solution. So, well, that's it for the video. I hope I covered everything for you. Please ignore the mower running next door to me. I couldn't help it. It's like they decided to time it out perfect for me. I don't know. But if you like, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up.